participants or something.
All right, we will just wait for folks. Oh, get 11, 12, 13, 14. Nice. Good afternoon for those that are joining. If you're on the West Coast, I believe it's 11 a.m. in the morning. You West Coast folk are probably getting hungry for lunch. We have a lot to cover today, so I thought that I would give maybe one more minute for folks to jump in and join, and we'll probably get started. Does that sound like a good idea, David?
And that sounds wonderful. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I just wanted to pop in and say hi and put a face for AACT if I haven't met you yet. I'm the education coordinator. So we are so thankful to be partnering with Julie for this webinar and all the exciting things you'll hear about today. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, but I'm going to hide and take notes myself.
Awesome. Thanks, David. Isn't he the best? Yay. David, wonderful. All right. Oh goodness, I'm so excited. Honestly, I don't think I've had this many theaters sign up for a webinar since we returned from COVID. So back in the days, remember when we were all stuck in our houses and going to webinars? Fortunately, those days are gone. We are back, and we're pulling ahead and trudging forward and keeping our theater moving forward. Anyway, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and get started because, like I said, there is so much to cover today, so much to cover about the topic and why we're all here, which is the thing that I love so very much. Not more than anything. I love my family more than anything, but I love marketing. I love helping people get messages correct and get them out into the world. So today, in this AACT masterclass / webinar, we're going to be talking about marketing. And so I'm really so super glad that you're all here. I had a chance to take a look at the list, and I'd say about 50% of you are names in theaters that I haven't actually had the opportunity to meet yet. So welcome. I would love if you would put into the chat, let me know what your role is at your theater. I'm just curious if we've got a lot of artistic directors, or we have a lot of executive directors. We might have some board members. We might have some of our rah marketing team here. If you're in patron services, audience development, maybe there's some development directors here. I'm just curious to find out. So put it in the chat and let me know what role you all have at the theater. That would be great. Oh, this is a great. Will the link for this webinar recording be emailed to us? Yes, absolutely. After this live portion of the webinar, we will be providing a link. And especially for those of you that reached out to me and said, oh gosh, Julie, I can't be there. Is there going to be a replay? Absolutely. So the replay will be made available later tonight. And we will make sure that if you're watching this on replay, that you have access to the information that we will be talking about today. Wonderful. Now, most of you have been on Zoom before, so you know the Q&A is the place for the chat. Excuse me, for any questions. Oh, chat is disabled, Julie. Thank you. Hold on a second. Let me get that done. Thank you so much for letting me know. I will enable the chat. Maybe I need to do that through here. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, there we go. Some people are answering in the chat. If you guys want to answer in the Q&A section, that's fine too. I don't want to take more time to go in and enable the chat. So please feel free to add any comments or questions in the Q&A. We'll work from the Q&A section of Zoom today. Sound good? Awesome. Fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen with y'all. What else is being funny today? Okay, I'm hoping that you all can see this. Gotta love Canva, right? Fantastic. All right, let's get started. Again, I'm not going to pause for questions until we're through the 4 big changes that we're seeing in digital marketing right now. So please feel free to put your questions into the Q&A module, and I'll make sure we get those answered in right after that portion of the webinar. Sound good? Here we are. Thanks again to AACT for having me. It has been so much fun working on this project with all of y'all, Quiana, David. It's been great. So let's go ahead and get started. And you know what? Thank you. Before I get started, thank you. Thank you for being here. You know, I value your time. You know, there's so much going on right now. You're all heading into the holidays. If you're not opening a show right now, you're getting ready to open a show. So I really appreciate you being here, because I know that that means that you know that marketing is important to the success of your organization. So if you can, turn off all your distractions. If you can keep this window open, perfect. Maybe put your phone down for about 45 minutes would be wonderful. And feel free to take notes. Don't forget that. Okay, great. Let's get going. There are 4 big changes happening that are impacting online marketing. And for many, many theaters, ticket sales. And today, what we'll learn, we're going to learn what they are, and we're going to talk about what to do about it. You're going to also learn how AACT is stepping up to offer support for your theater's online marketing success. How awesome is that? One of the reasons why I love AACT so much is they really understand, like I do, what theaters need. This webinar is for theater makers and theater marketers who want to stay on top of changes, right? The top of the changes in digital marketing for our theaters to thrive and survive into the future, right? This webinar was created for you because you're here. You're either here live or you're on replay. I'm Julie Nemitz. For those of you that don't know me, I am a theater marketing consultant to theaters worldwide. I've had the joy of working with theaters from Canada to Australia and everywhere in between, even Hawaii. And I also am the founder of the Theater Marketing Lab, which is a self-serve type content platform that I help lots of theaters with stay up to date on their marketing. And then also I'm the host of the podcast In the Green Room. So that's what I do during the day. You know, since I've been doing this since 2018, I've created over 80 theater marketing campaigns. I've worked with over 900 amateur and professional organizations through the pandemic. We survived. I've built marketing strategies for arts companies. That's been really fun over the past year and a half or so. Musical theater college auditions, Broadway on Demand, Camp Broadway. And I also have been a guest instructor here for the Presenters Association, Rhode Island College, Western Michigan University, and other places. And I came from the for-profit world. You probably recognize some of these brands, but for the 15 years prior, I lived in New York City with my family, and I worked and made my way through the media and sales and marketing world to work on some of these great brands. And the thing about what I think is special is that I not only do I do what you all do, which is market productions, I also teach others how to do. And I have a family that loves the theater. That's my husband on the bottom, starring in 1776, my daughter in Shrek, my other daughter oh God, what show was that? My other daughter was in Elf the musical, and then that's me in the middle. All right, enough about me. We are here to talk about the internet. We're here to talk about the World Wide Web, social media, email, and what's going on, because that's really the question, right? What is going on? We're going to talk about change number one. The way social media works is changing. Who follows or who likes your business page is going away. What's changing is that your content determines who sees your social media content, your social media posts. Facebook is changing its algorithm to take on TikTok. I call it the TikTokification of social media. For those of you that were at my August AACT webinar where we talked about marketing and where it's going, I called it this TikTokification then. It's even more prevalent now. And here's the thing. TikTok has redefined the idea of the social media feed, right? The feed has traditionally, like we said, based on who you follow. So we were very reliant upon getting numbers up. We need more people following our business page. We need more people following and liking our theater's presence on social media. TikTok changed everything because it's really looking to be the end of social media as we know it and the rise of recommendation media. And so you think, well, what are we supposed to think about that as a business, as a nonprofit, as an organization that presents entertainment to our communities? You know, what do we do about it? We are going to enjoy it. This is such a good thing. This is such a good thing. No longer will we be reliant on the people that like and follow our pages. The algorithms, which is the machine learning that's happening behind the scenes in social media, those algorithms are now saying, I see a company, a business, a nonprofit that produces entertainment. I'm going to show that post to people in the area where that business is that like entertainment, because I know as an algorithm, I know that they are interested in entertainment. They are interested in theater. How do I know? Because the algorithm is watching what I read, what I like, what I heart. Whatever I'm doing on social media, it's machine learning. It's learning more and more about you. And that's why it's such a good thing for us, because that opens up the opportunity for human beings and their social media feeds to now have things appear in them that you didn't know about before. And believe me, I follow a lot of theaters on social media, and I know what a huge opportunity it is to start growing and reaching new eyeballs, because that allows you to begin thinking more about how is my content going to help drive engagement and sales. If you have the right digital strategy and are making the right content in this new era. Now, I don't know how many of you are on TikTok, but you'll know that when you're on TikTok, it's almost like you're watching a streaming channel, because they're telling you in the for you way that they do what you might like to watch, what you might enjoy. And that's exactly how we see Facebook and Instagram moving. Change number 2, video. Again, if you were with me in August, we talked a lot about video, but we now know that Facebook Instagram, TikTok are restructuring the feed around video content. So what does that mean? That means that a lot of video is being viewed. This is actually Mark Zuckerberg's post from about 3 weeks ago when he reported that over 140 billion reels are playing across Facebook and Instagram, and it's a 50% increase from 6 months ago. So do the math here, or do the logic here. If that's the amount of content that's going into these platforms, then we know that video is the priority of all of our social media content. And I don't know about you, but more often than not, this is how I feel about making content to promote a show, right? Sometimes it's like the water's just coming at me and I've got to make so much content. What do I do? This was old thinking, right? This is old thinking we're talking about. How am I going to make all this content? And it's been true for a decade. This is not a new statement. Great creative means you'll be successful on social media. So what is working best to get better results? And I'm very, very strict about how I think about the word results. Results means sales, ticket sales, and engagement. Am I making content that is allowing the viewers to become more loyal to my organization and the more entertained and engaged by my organization, right? So that's what I mean when I talk about results. And it's very simple. In the order of priority, number one, video, period. Any kind of video. Number two, vertical video, and that's reels. Vertical video, for those of you who don't know, is a video that is played like this on your phone versus like this. So vertical video is what you see on TikTok and what you see in reels. And then third, yes, live streaming is still preferred by the social media platforms. So live streaming has not gone away. It's still a high priority. Now, what these three things have in common is that they are the types of content and the types of creative that the platforms want you to make. And when you play nice with the platforms, you get shown to more people, right? Now let's add that to what we now know about how social media is going to start putting content out into people's feeds. We now know that the algorithm is shifting to an affinity type model where the things that I like are going to start showing up in social media and being served to me. And then add that with what they want you to do, which is video. You kind of come to the conclusion, right, that we need to kind of do video. And this is how a lot of my clients look sometimes. They're, again, I work with a lot of theaters, and very often it's like, oh my God, how am I going to do all this video? And that's where I come in. I love teaching how to make video accessible and doable. And something that we shouldn't be scared of anymore. It's not precious like it was 5 years ago. When I started, oh my goodness, in 2018, video was important then, remember? But oh my gosh, we had to be so precious, and we had to hire 100, we had to hire a crew of 6 and cameras everywhere, and everything was so complicated. It's not that way anymore. It's not precious. Video is not precious. And what do? We need to define the type of video content that you can do. And I always put video content into 2 different buckets. One, high quality. Yes, of course, we need to have a sizzle reel where we show off everybody in the show, and it's a cute video that we make once everybody's on stage, they're in rehearsal, or it's opening weekend. That nice high quality piece of content. But then there's also what I call easy peasy content. That's the easy way to make content. The easy way to just use a phone, a ring light, use a tripod and a DSLR camera right in rehearsal. It's not precious anymore. But what is precious is growing the people that are aware of your organization on social media. Here's a great example of actually a video. And a lot of people think, oh, video, it has to be 8 people and I've got to find their schedules and we have to make sure their costumes are ready. And video is so overwhelming. But guess what? Video doesn't have to be, because video can also be just text, right? A video is anything that moves. Here's a great example. That is a video. Any type of content that moves is what social media wants you to be doing now. I just pulled this one because it really stopped my feed, right? Anything with bright lights, bright colors. I thought this was a fantastic introduction to the Museum of Broadway that's opening very soon. So that is a very exciting thing. Let me go back to the presentation. Fantastic. Okay.
I identify.
Oh, just kidding.
If someone wants to break, I identify.
Okay. Back to, can you guys see my screen? Super. Okay. Now, this would not be an AACT marketing webinar without me giving you a tech recommendation. And the one for this webinar is copy.ai. Now, copy.ai is an incredible tool for those of us that are responsible for writing copy for social media. Now, we're not copywriters. I mean, maybe some of you were trained in copywriting. Maybe some of you took copywriting classes, or you know the basics of copywriting. You know, if you're a part of Theater Marketing Lab, you probably do. But there's a new way we have to think about copy. And this particular piece of this cloud-based tool helps you optimize copy so that it's appealing to social media and it gets seen by more people. Let me give you an example. I went into Copy AI and typed in, buy tickets to our production of Annie. Here's a sneak peek at our talented star, Jessie Smith. Facts. Those are all facts, right? But it's kind of boring, right? So Copy AI sent me option number 1. You'll have to check out our December production of Annie, but in the meantime, you can check out our talented star, Jessie Smith. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Great, looks good, pretty great, pretty good. But then I wanted to move to great. Our talented star, Jessie Smith, lights up the stage as she performs tomorrow from Annie. Broadway, here she comes. Oh, and tickets are selling fast. Emoji, emoji. Now, do you see the difference? And I've circled the words that made it different. Talented, stage, performs, Broadway. All of those words trigger social media that, oh, you're an organization that makes entertainment. I'm going to put you in that bucket of entertainment. I just saw your copy, and I'm going to say this is an entertainment company, an entertainment organization, and I'm going to put you in the bucket, and I'm going to show you to more people. So your copy can actually help your posts get seen more. Isn't that cool? I'm just in love with Copy AI. Now it's free. There's a free version. So for those of you that are very budget conscious, but then if you upgrade a little to a little bit of a higher tier, you get a few more benefits, right? So Isn't that cool? I hope some of you guys go on and check it out and then see if you like it. But do you get the idea of why it's going to be a very great benefit for your theater when it comes time for you to have to write all those posts, right? When it comes time for you to start thinking about what does my production campaign look like? What type of posts am I doing to help support the sales of tickets and support the content we need to produce? And here's the thing. I know we've talked about TikTok and we talked about the feed changing and vertical video, but the deal is Facebook is still our biggest and best opportunity. It's still the number one platform. Meta itself has 3.7 billion people, and 68% of those people are active daily. So even though Facebook is going through its tumultuous roller coaster that it is, it's still the number one place that theaters need to be. You know why? Because the most active and the most engaged people on social media are 45 years and older. What's that? That's our sweet spot. That is exactly our perfect demographic of those that are most likely to purchase tickets to see live theater, right? And I always say, like, if you were around when this movie played in movie theaters, you are the right demographic. And if you know this movie, and if you don't know this movie, that's okay, but you really should check it out. It's called Breakfast Club. All right. Again, TikTok. Yes, it's the shiny new thing. It's the new bauble. It's the new thing that everybody wants to talk about. My hours on TikTok have gone up because it's entertaining. It's fun. It's illuminating to the human condition, if you will. But TikTok, I don't feel necessarily is yet the place where we're going to find huge ticket sales, right? We're not going to be able to say, oh my God, we put 8 posts on TikTok and we now have 50 seats sold. That's, that I don't see that yet, but I will tell you that it is a place for awareness, engagement, and to find people that will become more loyal and more interested in our organizations. And for those marketers here, that we work in the world of conversion types of marketing, which means this marketing is purely for getting people to buy something. And then there's also awareness marketing. And awareness marketing is, I want more people to know about my theater. I want more people to say, oh, I forgot about that theater. I remember going to that theater 5 or 6 years ago. Oh, wait, that theater. Oh, there's a theater. Oh my goodness, right? You want that to be a part of your marketing strategy. Well, guess what? Based on hashtags, which is how TikTok finds what people are interested in, entertainment is the most popular content category on the entire platform. And females dominate TikTok. Females between 40 and 49 is 20.3% of the users. Age 50 plus is 11%. Now you might say to yourself, oh, wait, 31% of the people are my target audience. It doesn't matter. It's 31% of the people in your area that are going to become engaged and a growing affinity for your organization. So that's why TikTok is now a player in how we consider doing social media for our productions. And I'm of the mindset where I really do think, and again, coming from the for-profit world, coming from the advertising, doing advertising and marketing and sales for large brands, that's where my brain is. So I think in campaigns, and every show is a campaign, has a campaign associated with it. So that's why I use that word a lot. The thing is, we're moving away from constant pushes of more content. Remember that fire hose? It's over. It's over. It's over thinking about how can I get more followers? How can I get more likes? All these public facing vanity metrics, a lot of people call them. Move that out of your brain because things are changing. We're moving towards, and this is what I teach, how do we focus on the metrics that actually matter? Strategically making only content that fulfills one of two things. One, drives sales, which is number one. Why do we make content in the first place? Because we want to make sales. And number two, is it engagement worthy? It could be both. Or I'm focusing on awareness. I'm focusing on engagement. I want more people to know about my theater, what production I'm doing. That's what we're moving towards, right? What matters now? What's strategic? How do we go from being a business on social media and become a strategist on social media? It will save time and it will simplify our lives. Okay. It's a quick fact. A photo dump on Facebook does not drive sales, and it's rarely engagement driving. And I see a lot of theaters doing it. And my recommendation is that a photo dump happens on your last day of your run, when everything's pretty much over and you want to just let the internet enjoy the gorgeousness of your production. But if that's the only thing you're doing as part of your social media is putting pictures up, I'm here to tell you that it's not going to work anymore. It's not going to be strategic. You're not going to be able to focus on sales and conversions when we're just posting photos. That's not what works anymore. Let's move on to change 3, because I like to talk about all of digital marketing. Change 3 is email. Here's the thing. How many people open an email is no longer a reliable metric. And the reason is because of privacy laws. Apple, which has 68% of people that have a cell phone own an Apple phone. They've really stepped up in privacy. You can't miss it. It's all over the news for the last year. They've stepped up their privacy, which is a good thing, right? You can decide what type of information you want out into the internet right now. That's a good thing. But it's also impacted the way Apple is working email, right? This key metric that we've always used, 40% of the people opened our emails, means nothing anymore. I'm sorry to be the person to tell you that. Thing is that this thing, all you have to do is have it on and your Apple phone registers that you've read an email. I know a lot of theaters that have seen their email, quote unquote, open rates go up to 65, 70%. And I hate being the one that has to like the bubble and the pin. It's because of this. It's because Apple now just says, if your phone's on and you've read your email, it's crazy. It shows that an email has been opened, whether or not a person looks at it. And get what? And the thing is, email is still the most powerful tool and has the hands down best return on an investment in all of your digital marketing. So email is still of highest priority of communicating with people that are potentially going to become ticket buyers. So what do? It's all about the click. It's all about the click. We want to figure out how to write emails and design emails that encourage people to click on something, because that is a true measurement of who's opened the email. Does that make sense? The email's been opened, but if it's been clicked, we know it's been engaged with and they've consumed the information. And the thing about email is we really want to drive them somewhere, right? We want to drive them to our websites. We want that traffic conversion happening because more people are more likely to buy something when they get to your website. And so bringing people from email to your website is truly important. And that's what we want to teach people, is how to make that happen. And it's also about segmentation. I just did a great podcast with Katie Broman from Omaha Community Theater, and we talked about it at length. How important it is to take our data and break people down into different audiences. Take all that data, that big blue virtual folder, and break it down and talk to people differently. I'll bet half of the theaters on right now. You have a children's theater, you have a TYA, maybe. Some people have TYA, some people have youth theater, and you have adult theater. Well, are those people broken up, and are you talking to them differently? Right? So segmentation is more important than ever, because you want people to engage with your emails by clicking on things. If I'm a single person and I don't have a family, but I love the theater, and I keep getting emails from a theater that are all about youth classes or youth productions or children's theater, what am I going to do? I'm going to start ignoring your theater's emails. So what we want to be doing is really figuring out what our audiences are and talking to them the right way. And that can be done through email. Sure, it's done through our CRM, but yes, it's mostly importantly done by segmenting the emails and who we know, who is what, and what they do and what shows they see. When your email is connected to your CRM is your customer relationship management system, good things happen. And that's the big change that we've seen, especially over the course of the summer and into the fall. Now, remember, please always be checking your email promotions folder or tab, your junk mail, and your spam folders. I'm hoping that that's starting to become habitual for many of us, because that's the way the internet treats businesses, organizations, nonprofits that use email marketing. It's become a promotion versus a one-to-one connection with, let's say, my dad, right? So it's really important that we start teaching our ticket buyers and our subscribers and the people that are on our mailing list that that's important too, because our emails could be sent somewhere we don't even know. It depends on what kind of email you have. It might not be landing in the box, and there's no way around it. And there's lots of different little things you can do and special ways we can write our subject lines that I teach. But importantly, we just want to start teaching ourselves and teaching our audiences that this is a great habit to get into so that our content gets seen. I think there's a theme going through all of these 4 changes is like, how do we get seen more? How do we do less work and get seen by more people? I think that's going to be the takeaway, right? But there's one more change, and it's a real quick one. It's Google. So Google changed over the summer to become a different type of relationship with businesses. They've moved from like what was called like Google My Business or Google Ads to now be the Google Business Profile. So I want to encourage you that if you don't have one yet, to go into Google and type in Google Business Profile and follow the directions, right? You want to make sure that you're optimizing your presence on Google so that your theater gets seen more. You know, there are keys and steps to ranking higher on Google Maps. And so what I want you to do is, after this webinar, I want you to go onto Google and I want you to type in the name of your theater and then click on the top, click Maps. And I want you to see, where does your theater land in that list? If you're on the top of it and you don't have to scroll down, then you're doing great. You're rocking it. If you have to scroll and scroll and scroll, and there you are, like theater number 12, then you're going to want to do some work in Google, right? Because Google is the natural place where people are discovered, where businesses are discovered, and Google owns YouTube, and it's the same for YouTube. If you want to be discovered through these platforms, if you want to be found easily and quickly and recommended, you want to have great Google business profiles. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to make sure you're optimizing and maintaining your Google business profile and reviews. The more reviews you get on Google, the higher your rank and the more your theater gets shown to people that are on Google in your community. Now, I had a theater that I work with, actually a PA, a performing arts center, that started putting a little section at the bottom of their emails that said, Are you enjoying what you're seeing here? Would you take 2 minutes and go review us on Google? And they click on it and there's a link there to do that. And they saw an uptick in their reviews on Google over the course of the last 3 months by about 20%, which is good. So we're seeing that just giving that little nudge to our people on our mailing list is working. The far left, you see that graph, that's Google Analytics. And that's a little bit advanced and a little bit more into the marketing schmarketing stuff that I don't always talk about, but Google did transition to a new Google Analytics platform called GA4. So that's important to know about as well. Let's recap. The way social media content is distributed is changing. This is good news for theaters. It's a good thing. Number 2, video content should be a priority number 1. And it's doable, right? Do high quality video if you can, but then do easy peasy video. Make a video on Canva. If it moves, social media thinks it's a video. It's a good thing. Cookieless internet means we have to have our arms around changes in email marketing and create a new segmentation strategy and make it enticing for folks to click, right? That's the big takeaway. And 4th, focus on Google Business Profile, your reviews. And if you can, if you're a DIY theater, like I know so many of us are, upgrading to GA4 is going to help. It's going to help you strengthen your theater's digital footprint and potentially ticket sales conversions. Google is a part of how we sell. It's so important that we're doing what Google needs us to do so that we can get seen and we can use Google to drive sales, to drive ticket sales. It's what we want to do with our marketing. Awesome. Ta-da. I know we want to get to questions, but I'm going to move. We're at the 2:42 mark. So I do want to move on, and I promise I will stay on as long as I need to get to all of the questions. But the reason I want to move on is because even though there's all this change, y'all, the theaters that I've been working with that work along my online marketing campaign strategies have been meeting ticket revenue goals. And some have seen, 3 out of the last 4 shows sell out. Some of them have held over. Things are returning, strategies working. We're measuring what kind of sales our digital marketing is driving. It's very exciting. And good things are coming. They are. And coming back after the pandemic, right, I just put my head down, and I've spent the last 10 is being nice, probably 12, 15 months defining and refining a system and a strategy for selling more tickets by leveraging the power of the internet, what we've talked about today, digital marketing, and tactics like email, social media, and websites. And I'm going to share that all with you. And that's why I'm so excited to be working with AACT to share it with you, to bring you guys in to what I know is working. And it's this new program that we're launching today, and it's called Sell the Show, right? I believe in affirmations and positive thinking, and we're going to sell the show together. It's an online launch plan program. It is a 12-month online program that's designed specifically for theaters that want to sell more tickets and need to use the latest proven digital marketing tools and strategies. Now, I pause on this and say that I know that some theaters are not as advanced as others when it comes to digital marketing. And that's what's the beautiful thing about this program, is that it's for everyone. Online marketing, we all know what that is. It's email, social media, and websites. And we're going to learn the right way to build things, right? No more fire hose. We're going to be talking about the production's life cycle, from your first production meeting to closing night, based on this tested and successful strategy that I've used, I've refined, and I've simplified. No more fire hose. And this program is for you if you're a theater maker or a theater marketer, or you have one in your team, there's one at your theater who wants or needs to improve your marketing, to grow sales and awareness of your theater in your community, right? What are the 2 things that we do in marketing? We convert people to sales, and we grow awareness, and we grow loyalty of the people in our community. That's what marketing does, right? And that's what this program is 150% about. I don't care if your budget is $50. If you've got a budget of $50 to spend online, or you've got 10,000, I work with all budgets. The point is, this program was designed to work for everybody. There are ways that you can break through and figure this out and not be overwhelmed when we're trying to use digital marketing to reach people. This launch plan is a complete end-to-end system. It's a coaching plan. I'm going to teach you how to create and execute online marketing campaigns for your theater's productions. And that's my dog. No, Rory, goodbye. There are 3 components to the program. It's so simple. It's very straightforward. Number 1, it's content. There's a content hub where you're going to find how-to videos, demonstrations, a launch plan guidebook that literally takes you step by step from the first production meeting to closing night of what I do successfully, right? And that you can adapt, and you can take 4 of the 10 things. You can take 2 of the 10 things. However you're going to approach your digital marketing moving forward, this content will help you. There are going to be worksheets and templates and calendars. Like, who has time to do all that stuff? If you want to just fill out a template, it's so much faster. And that's another benefit of this program, right? Number 2 is it's like I said, it's step by step and not a rolling. There are 4 things. You plan, you prepare, we're going to create, and we're going to launch. Then we're going to do it again. And then we're going to fix it. We're going to fix what didn't work. And then we're going to do it again. And then while you're in learning and implementation mode, you're going to get feedback on questions. I'm going to help you overcome roadblocks through 2 more elements of the program. And these are the ones I'm so excited about. One is a Facebook work group. And I want to be clear that a work group on Facebook is exclusively focused on 2 things: increasing your theater's ticket sales and improving your theater's online marketing. We won't be talking about shows. We won't be talking about sets. We won't be talking about anything but making ticket sales, making them online, helping get people to pick up the phone and call our box office because they saw something on Google or they saw something on Facebook, working to make online marketing a huge part of how in the future you can start driving sales. And this is the part I'm so excited about. And I have to hats off to Quiana because she came up with this idea, but I'm going to be holding group coaching labs throughout the year. They're going to be led by me. I'm going to bring in some special guests. I've got an incredible graphic designer, an incredible web designer from New York, so many special guests coming in to join me and there to help you. These are 2-hour calls where I'm going to teach you something. You're going to get your questions answered. You're going to connect with other theaters. We're going to be inspired by what you're seeing. We're going to help you with these campaigns. We're going to help you with your digital marketing skills and results all year long. Hop in, hop out, come, watch the replay, send an email, jump to the group. Everything is there as a resource for you to either start using more online marketing or get better at what you do. And there's one principle that I will stick to and believe in for the year. And it is the simpler I said we, but I make online marketing for you, the more you're going to do it. You're going to see this impact. I believe in my heart that we're going to see an impact in ticket sales. We're going to see growth in your theater's activity online. And we're going to start seeing a little bit and a lot bit more affinity and loyalty from audiences. And it's always changing, right? This was a great point that that maybe David brought up. Is like, well, things are changing all the time in digital marketing, and it's true. And this program is going to update regularly. So listen, when a change happens, like let's say something changes in email, your email campaign needs to shift to this. You're going to know about it because this is going to be completely updated constantly. We're going to update it when it changes. That's the beauty of it, because nothing stays the same. And then I know some of you might be thinking, I can't do this alone. I need help. And that's why 2 people from your theater are invited to join the program, right? So you can share the load. You can take turns. You can piggyback off one another. You can both have access to everything that AACT and I are putting into this offer, into this opportunity. So the timing is very exciting. We're launching it today. And then content is going to start populating inside of the Content Hub starting on the 16th. And then we're going to be putting it in week by week, slowly by slowly through December 17th. December 14th, excuse me. Once we hit December 14th, it's all there and you can use what you want. You can take your time. It's all self-paced. It's on demand. You won't miss anything. The Facebook starts on November 16th as well. And the live coaching lab, the very first one, is December 9th. So it's coming up. Now, again, this program is purely here to help you sell more tickets and grow audience loyalty using the best practices in email, social media, web design, all of it. What is it worth, right? When I look at my rate card, I had to do this. My rate card says that this is worth $6,000, but come on, it's theater. I don't do anything for $6,000. AACT and I have put together a way that we can do this program and we can do it well for theaters for $349. And that's the launch price. Seriously, like that's, we want to cover our costs, right? We want to get what you need and we want to do this for you for the next year. The launch plan content, Facebook group, coaching labs. I can't wait. I can't wait for the coaching labs. We're going to throw stuff in all year long because that's what I do. I just keep giving stuff away. And registration is open right now. So it's bit.ly/sell the show. If you want to head over there, you can check it out. You can register. I know that as a theater organization, it takes conversations. So please feel free to share this link with those in your organization that make decisions. Like I said, this is the launch phase of this program. We are actually offering this price through November 30th. And then after November 30th, it goes to $589 for the rest of the year. So people can join. If it's not right for you to join right now, it's fine. If you want to say, oh, let me wait and figure it out in January, that's fine too. Come in January. But the price does go to the regular price. And this is the price that will stay for the entire year. Okay, so I'd want to be really super clear on the pricing. The reason we want you in now is because, one, it's more cost efficient. It's like $1. Is that like less than $1 a day? But it's also important that you're there at the beginning so that you can get some of the benefits. And there are a couple of really cool incentives. And then I'm going to get to questions. One of the incentives that I decided to do is that if you're ready right now and you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going to do, and you want to purchase this today, my team and I will do a complete Facebook optimization audit on your theater's Facebook page. So we will go in and make sure it's tuned up and primed and ready to succeed next year. And that's a great benefit. And I would love to do that for you if it's something that makes sense for you to go ahead and do that by today. And then the second incentive is really by next Tuesday. If you can get through the decision making at your theater and you can join by the end of the day on Tuesday, I am holding an implementation coaching session. David's going to be there too. And we're just going to go through the program. We're going to go through it step by step. We're going to look at the hub. We're going to look at the guide. I'm going to walk through the playbook with you. So it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a great time to really ask questions about like, how does this work? Or when is this? And we're going to lay out all the dates so that you know when things are happening so you can put them on your calendar. So it's going to be a great, great time. And that session is going to happen on the 18th. Okay, now questions. Where's my pretty Q&A? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Boom. Awesome. Okay, let's see. We've got, oh my goodness. Nice. All right, let's get to questions. Are you guys excited? I should ask. I hope you're excited. I cannot wait to start this. It's been so much fun putting the content together and giving me my brain. I'm like, here's what I do. Here's how it works. And I believe in you all. I believe in community theater. I believe in amateur theater. I believe in helping you all succeed. Okay. I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Oh, and I'm going to put in the, I'm going to make sure you guys have that link, and you're going to get it in the replay as well. All right. All right. That would seem to wipe out Facebook ad revenue. Why would I advertise on Facebook? Oh, well, because ads are that's a great question, Kathleen. Ads are a whole different ballgame, and they're so important. Ads ensure that your content gets seen by the exact type of person that you want to have it seen. Ads will always supersede organic content. Organic content means I'm posting something without putting any money behind it. It's just posting on your social media. That's called organic. These platforms are all money makers. You know how they make their money? Advertising. Every bill that Facebook has is paid by the people that pay for advertising. So ads will always be more important. You will always have more ads in your social media than you will organic content. And the more importantly, and why I think ads are so important, is they're measurable. We can measure how many people click on an ad. We can measure how many people convert. 2 days ago, I literally watched someone click on an ad. I saw the click happen on my social media, and I literally saw the conversion happening in our ticketing. Within 1 minute, I saw it happen. And guess what? That purchase that happened through the ad paid for the whole campaign. So I'm such an evangelist to helping you figure out how to do ads. And that's a huge part of the launch part of Sell the Show. So again, and some of you are thinking, oh my God, advertising, I can't do it. I have no money. It's not true. I've figured it out. And so I can't wait to teach that. The issue with video for theater is not violating copyright. Okay, copywriting issues is very interesting. Of course, it's an area that I've studied quite a bit. Every theater is allowed to put out without any issue 30 seconds of any sort of audio, music. What you cannot do is use the score from the Broadway show, and I see so many theaters making that mistake. You will get pulled down from social media. There's a code inside of those songs that you buy on Spotify and try to use on social media. There's a code inside of there that triggers the social media algorithms to say, uh-oh, I'm not going to show this content to anybody because they violated one of our rules. You can't use other people's stuff, but you can use your own production. And I've had long conversations with all of the licensing groups. And listen, they want you to sell your show too. They just don't want you to put the whole show online. If you have a 2-minute trailer and you're singing, you show a little bit of Tomorrow and a little bit of Hard Knock Life and a little bit of Maybe, it's gonna be fine. There's no copywriting that you need to worry about when you're doing your marketing promotions. And that's another really good thing that we walked through during the program. Do you have a platform program recommendations for text that moves videos? Yes, I love Canva. Canva is amazing. They've got so many video and animation options available. Canva is the most non-graphic designer, non-artist friendly graphic design platform. It's free for nonprofits, canva.com, and you can play around with it. You can make animated videos. You can make new logos. It's got like 10,000 fonts. It's got pictures you can use. It's got so much that's authorized that you can use. And so I highly recommend that. Now, if you work with an agency or you've got a creative team on retainer, or you've got freelancers available, they might use InDesign, which is an Adobe product inside of the Adobe suite. And it's called InDesign. And that gives you the opportunity to use motion graphics, which is a much more advanced way of doing motion videos. So those are the two things that I see most folks doing. And there are other tools as well. I'm sure some of you have actually used those. Would your course benefit us with our Google advertising grant we just received? Oh, Janine, congratulations. Oh, I have so many thoughts about the Google grant. Now, here's the thing. Yes, it will help because we do talk at length about how to play well on Google. The Google grant is a little bit different because there are so many rules and regulations about maintaining certain levels in your ads. If you dip below what they want you to do, you start losing your grant status. So I guess in this situation, I probably would recommend you're going to get the basics. You're going to get the DIY version of working in Google. But if you really want to lean in heavily on optimizations for your Google ad grant, I would recommend us working together one-on-one so that I can make sure that I'm teaching you correctly how to be successful with your grant money. I need to run about this by some other people. How fast can we get the recording of this session? Oh, absolutely. As soon as this is over, I'm going to download it. I don't even think I need to do any editing. And I'll be sending that out, a link in email. And what we learned about email today, where do you look for emails? You look in your promotions tab, you look in your promotions folder, you look in your junk mail, you look in your spam mail. I will be there. It will be there. All the emails with regards to Sell the Show are coming from me. So that will be coming from julienemitz.com. So look out for that link for this recording. Julie, would this program be beneficial for education programs as well? Oh my gosh, yes. We're opening Footloose tonight. It's so good for educational programs. Granted, an educational program, you're probably doing what, 3 to 4 shows a year if your program is a typical education program. Especially if you're an education program attached to a school, it's going to teach you how to build a campaign to market any show. So yes, I have quite a bit of experience working with the youth. So yes, it would be very good for an education program. And I also know all the things you have to be careful about when you're working with kids. That's an important aspect. I might even do an extra video on that. Let me write that down. Yay. Okay. Julie, would this program be beneficial for educate? You got that answer. Can you provide the bit.ly link? Yes, it's bit.ly/sell the show. bit-ly sell the show. SELLTHESHOW. What would be there it is. That's a cover bit.ly. There is no code. You can just simply go to bit.ly/sell the show. SELLTHESHOW, and you'll go right to the page. You'll get some more information about it. I go into depth a little bit more about each segment of the program, and then you can go ahead and move on to enrolling. I'm so excited to have theaters enroll. It's going to be a great year. That should have answered that question. What's next? Julie. I can't see any of the questions. Will they be visible on the replay? Yes, I will make sure I download and send to you the questions that I'm answering right now. I think that'll be helpful for you. But because I'm reading them out loud in the video, you should be able to follow what the questions are. But just in case, I'll send that text file to y'all. Awesome. Oh, a couple more questions. I know it's 3:04, so some of you had to jump off. If you need to jump off, feel free. If not, I'm here till all questions are answered. So if you've got a question, if you're thinking about something about email, if you have a question about this is an Ask Julie Anything. Well, let's do that. If you have a question about your website, if you have a question about your social media, ask away. Awesome. Okay. We used to create and run 30-second TV ads. How important is TV? What do you think about geofencing? Oh my God. I love these questions. Let me tackle geofencing first. I have such a complicated relationship with geofencing because the secret that they don't want to tell you is that geofencing ads are put into apps. The majority of them are delivered through apps. And let me explain that. When you buy a geofencing campaign, you are literally drawing around a map. Anytime anyone enters that area, they're going to get served an ad from your theater. Now, in theory, that's like, oh my God, how perfect is that? If somebody's driving by my theater, they're gonna, if they're looking at their phone, if they're in the passenger seat, they might see my ad. The truth is that the majority of geofenced ads are sent through apps. So this is what would need to happen. I would need to be inside an app. I'd need to be playing Candy Crush and I would then be put into the geofenced area, and then I might see your ad. So because geofencing is so app reliant, and now I'm not saying everything goes to the app, but I'm saying the majority of the ads you buy are going into apps. It's really hard to get people to leave an app, right? Like when you're playing Candy Crush, you don't you're forced to watch the ad. Like, are you really going to leave your game? You're going to go buy more. You're going to go buy more diamonds. Are you going to leave your game to go buy tickets to a theater? Right? That's why YouTube is such an important awareness tool, because are people going to leave? Are they going to see your ad on YouTube and really leave and go buy a ticket? Maybe, but they're most likely going to want to stay and watch the video that they pulled up to watch. So that's what I feel about geofencing. Now, there are some vendors out there. There are some companies that are redefining what geofencing looks like, that they're trying to find new techniques to geofence better with better results. And those are the ones to be talking to. Those are the ones to be listening to take meetings from. And that's definitely an area that I know that the ad world is trying to fix. And they're being successful, as some companies are. All right. The other one is about 30-second TV ads. I'm so excited. One of the theaters I work with is just wrapping up their latest 30-second TV ad, and we're running it on Hulu and on our on Spectrum streaming. So it's going to be on the streaming platforms from Spectrum and Comcast. Those are the cable companies in the area in their streaming platforms. One of them is called AACT TV, and that's a big part of Sell the Show as well. We're going to be talking about the right type of 30-second commercials to make and where to run them. It's so exciting. I mean, I don't know how many of you know this, but like Hulu opened up an ad platform where you only need $500 and you can run ads on Hulu. It's so cool. And the thing that's changing about the way ads are running in streaming is that now they're QR code reliant. And that means that ads now have a QR code in the creative so that people can be watching TV and they can go blip and take a picture. Now, mind you, is everyone doing that? No, but they will be. Are people learning how to use QR codes again? Yes, because it's so much easier. Having the ability to directly connect, oh my gosh, look at my QR code, just went up. What's running with QR codes? A lot of different things, but I can map it to the television commercial. How exciting is that? That's measurable conversion-based marketing. So I'm very, very curious, and I will be reporting out how it does with these 30-second commercials on streaming platforms. And guess what? The other thing is it's DIY. So it's like, it's not even that complicated to run them. We don't need to hire agencies anymore. We don't necessarily have to spend the money to go to our local television station. It's expensive, right? If you've run it before, that bill comes in and you're like, holy Moses. Was it really worth it for me to run on the 5 o'clock news on my local CBS channel that no one's really watching anymore, or they're fast forwarding, or they're forced to watch commercials, whatever? That might be your demographic. They might still be watching traditional television, but it's, to me, for most theaters, it's just not cost efficient. I have big bets. So there's big bet shows, I call them. So there's one show that you just need to rock and it has a big budget. Sure, maybe the TV will be a part of the media mix. So thinking about each production as a campaign and what the multi-channel media mix looks like for each campaign is definitely, it's like at the core of what Sell the Show is figuring out what the right questions to ask yourself and to ask your team if this is the right thing for this production. If you're doing a teeny tiny little show like title of show, right? This quirky little musical that theater people love, that they adore. Is that the show to be spending a lot of money on a TV commercial? Probably not. But you are doing something rotten this spring, and it's your big bet. What I keep saying, because that's like one of my favorite shows. I love it. And you're doing, you know that you need to do a push because people need to know about it and they need to understand what it's about. That could be your TV bet. So that's a lot of what we do, is help determine like what's the right media mix for your campaigns. And again, remember, if you have $50, if you have 10,000, it's not about how much money you have, but it's learning the skills to decide what to create in your marketing and what not to create in your marketing. Great question, Margaret. Okay. Are there any other questions? I think I've answered. Let me go back really quick and make sure I didn't miss any. We talked about great. Any other questions? Ask Julie anything. I really appreciate y'all staying on past the 1 hour mark. I always want to be respectful of your time. Awesome. Okay. I think I got to all the questions. So I'm going to go ahead and put up on the screen one more time the URL for there it is. I don't know why my daughter is listening to the radio right now. Okay, there's the URL, bit.ly, Sell the Show. And here's the other thing. If y'all are still on, oh wow, there are a lot of you still on. The other thing is I want to just go ahead and review what's going on here. Until midnight tonight, and this is just for those of you that are ready and like you don't have, there aren't a lot of hoops to jump through. Either you're the decider or you have the budget to do this at the $349 launch price that Quiana and the team and I have been able to figure out. You get the launch plan, you get the Facebook group, you get the 6 group live coaching labs, you get the implementation session coming up, and you get the Facebook optimization audit. If you still need to talk with some folks and you need to figure this out, like I think Dennis, maybe one of you said that, through next Tuesday midnight, you're still going to be able to attend the implementation session. So that's going to be happening on the 18th. So as long as you're registered by Tuesday, we'll be able to get you in to the implementation session. Cool. Like I said, registration's open. If it's right for your theater, we would love to have you. If it's not right now, it's going to be available all year long. If you're not ready to do this until February or March, you're still going to get the benefits. You just won't get the launch price, but it's still going to be there for you. That's really important. We figured that's really important to us, is that this isn't just something that's like, oh, I got to do it now. It's really about like, this is a resource for your theater that's going to be there this year, right? So when you're ready, we're going to be there and you're welcome on in. It's all on demand. You can watch certain segments that you think are important to your theater and skip others. It's all up to you. And then if you have more questions, if you still don't have questions, if you still have questions about the program, or you have questions about the 4 things, anything, feel free to email me. My email is really easy. It's hello@julienemitz.com. It's up on the screen right now. I please encourage you to please reach out if you have any questions about the program at all. Wonderful. There's the reg link. And I'm going to check one more time for questions and see if, oh, great. David put the URL in the chat. Thank you. Okay, let me just triple check that I've got all the questions answered. Oh, We are all set. We've answered all the questions. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this on the replay, again, you might have questions that did not get answered in this particular live session. So replay watchers, please email me. Please feel free to email me at any time. If for some reason you can't get through to me, I know you all know how to reach David. So he will make sure your questions get routed. But again, feel free to email me anytime. And I'm so excited. I hope to see some of you joining me and joining the rest of the team at AACT in this really fun program. I promise hanging out with me is fun. So thanks again for being here, and stay tuned to your email for the replay link of this webinar. Take care, everybody. Make great theater. I know you are. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, Julie.
Thanks, David.